TGR News, broadcasting from the State of Israel.
Welcome back to TGR News.
Welcome, welcome.
Well, we got Mama with us.
Yeah, got me this time.
Hopefully she don't get too worked up this time.
Can't guarantee it.
Okay, well, here we go. Just recently we had the holiday, which is Tisha B'Av, which is the 9th of the month Av. It's a holiday. Well, it's not really a holiday. Holiday sounds happy. It's a remembrance of the fall of the Temple Mount, of the temple. For the Jews, it's a fasting holiday,
yes,
or fasting celebration, or whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
And so there was Jews that went up to on the Temple Mount, you know, as you would, as living
yes,
here on a day like that. And Mansour Abbas from the Ram party, that's in the coalition, right? He spoke out and said that the Temple Mount's only for the Arabs and you should not allow Jews up there.
Yes.
And the only thing they did was they went up there to sing the national anthem. They didn't even do like religious prayers or anything like that. They just sang the national anthem.
Yeah, what a lot of people don't realize is they've forbidden, you know, Jews and Christians for praying on the Temple Mount,
yes,
you know, there. And it's because of who they're praying to.
Yeah.
They fear God.
Absolutely.
So they every year on this day where the Jews are fasting because of the loss of their temple, you know, they always go to the Temple Mount, the hotel, you know.
Absolutely.
So
that's where the Temple Mount is. It makes
yeah,
sense you would want to go there as a Jew, right?
that's exactly.
Well, all these Corona things now is back in the news, obviously, as you've heard here, and if you live in the world,
Yeah, Europe, America,
everywhere. The government is just going crazy. Every day they have new restrictions and changes and this and that and everything else. So now they have a new restriction that everyone, vaccinated, not vaccinated, no matter where you come from, go on a 7-day quarantine if you fly in.
If you fly into the country.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
And another thing as well is they're bringing back the green passport law, but you know, last time they said that, we all went up crazy about this green passport. It's like taking away our rights and stuff.
Yeah.
But I remember we never had, no one's ever asked me for a green passport. Remember?
I know.
We talked about it.
We went all over the place, and you know,
restaurants.
The government claimed it, but no one else.
No one actually did it, so I'm sure this will be the same.
Yeah, probably. You know, but so for the people that aren't familiar, what the green passport was for the Israelis that took the vaccination.
Yeah.
Then they got what they call a green passport.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Bennett now came up with a new thing. He's calling it the Happy Badge.
Yes.
It's a new restriction where if there's any kind of event like a wedding or any kind of parties or anything that's a gathering over 100 people, you have to have the green passport.
Yes.
You have to show that you're vaccinated, or you have at the spot they have these quick, like 15-minute results of Corona tests, and you have to take that and obviously have a negative result.
Yeah.
And then you're allowed into the party.
Or I'm not sure, but I think also it includes people that had Corona and got over, and they've got the proof that they, you know, that they're. Yeah,
that works in the green passport. Yeah,
so,
if you was ever sick with Corona, that's also that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all over the news. I don't know if you guys heard about it, but it's Ben & Jerry's.
Yes.
Especially over here, it's all over the news. Ben & Jerry's came out with a statement saying they're not going to sell to the settlements in Israel.
Yes.
Right? And now that was a big political stand they decided to take against Israel. And so I know we have. You guys do what you want to do, but we have, and most people in Israel here have decided just not to buy Ben & Jerry's anymore.
We're not buying Ben & Jerry's. And I've sent stuff out so, you know, other people know. But, I mean, they can make their choice, but, you know, you can't support someone that's totally against Israel.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
And Ben & Jerry, the two Jewish guys, but, you know, it's stuff like that. It's crazy. But you can't give your money to someone who's speaking out against you, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, as we know, that Bennett, when he made this coalition, he had to sign away the Negev and a few other things. It was already, again, just now, another illegal Arab village that was in the Negev. It was already had been found to be illegal, scheduled for demolition, and is now not going to be demolished. And they not only have they turned it into not going to be torn down, they went ahead and made it a legal village now, and our taxes, the Israeli citizens' taxes, we're going to now build them even a better city. Yeah, so thanks to giving away the Negev, right?
Yeah.
Well, this past Monday at 10 minutes to 4 o'clock in the morning, from Lebanon, 2 rockets were shot into Israel. One fell in an open field, and the other one was shot by the Iron Dome.
Yeah.
So there was nothing happened, no injuries or nothing here. Israel shot back immediately with our artillery, and that's how they retaliated. And in the same night, there was an attack in Syria at a place where they were building rockets, long-range rockets, and Syria says it was Israel, but I haven't heard if Israel's taking responsibility for that or not yet, and I don't know if Israel did do it or not. You can't say Israel did it unless they say they did it.
Yeah.
And so that was all Monday night.
Yeah. Well, what happens is they have their explosives, like you said, rockets and one thing and another, and it'll, an accident will happen, but they'll immediately say it's like you said, Israel, when later on they find out, no, it was whatever their problem was.
Yeah, I can even remember back in Iran when one time they had an explosion in one of their factories and everything, and it was found out late. Of course, they said it was Israel, and found out later that it was an internal thing because some of the people there are also against that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
You never know. You really never know.
You never know.
Well, I'll tell you something else that's happened. It sounds like a small thing, but it's actually a big thing when you pay attention to the big picture. In Israel, up until now, forever, the rabbis were in charge of your kosher certificate for restaurants and grocery stores and anything that has to do with food, if it was kosher or not. And of course, they had its issues. Everywhere. Anytime you have a monopoly, it's going to have its issues.
Yes.
There's some problems that should have been fixed. But what they're doing now is not the way to fix it. What they're doing now is opening up kosher certificates to private businesses, meaning a private company can open up his own kosher certificate law now, and anyone can go and get a kosher certificate from all these other new private companies. Now, it doesn't sound like a big deal, but it really is. I've mentioned it before. In Israel, the public transportation never worked on Shabbat.
Right.
TV shows on Israeli TV, there was never anything new, nothing but reruns during Shabbat. Kosher, anything to do with kosher, stays with the Jewish rabbis. Right. And also another thing they've changing is anyone half sort of rabbi around the world can claim you're Jewish, which means you're an Israeli citizen, right?
Yeah.
All these things are slowly taking away the Jewish part of the Jewish state.
Yeah.
And I think it's horrible, and people need to wake up to that.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. It really is. I agree with you. The rabbi should do this, the kosher certificate, but also they like anything that's, like you said, a monopoly. They overrode themselves where things they shouldn't have done.
Yeah, of course they had their bad issues, yes, but exactly.
But still, they could go in and make laws and get it straightened out without changing.
Without changing it, them being the ones who give them kosher. Yeah. Full disclosure, I don't keep the Shabbat like an Orthodox Jew, right? I do drive a car if we have to. Some of our videos we do on Shabbat, right?
Yeah.
It's just, so on the surface you would think someone like us would be for all these changes, but no, not if you understand not when you understand what it means.
Yeah,
because it means there's something much bigger. Yeah. And Israel has to stay Jewish,
and it has to stay, like it's like God wants it to.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, God promised, if Israel keeps the Shabbat, He'll fight in our wars, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So Well, that was about it. You got anything you want to add?
No, I think that's it. Except for, don't you have a good video coming this week?
Well, I don't know if it's a good one, but you want to keep an eye out on it. It's an emotional one. It has to do with a problem that we have all over the world, but also here has to deal with hunger. But it's a serious video. So this Monday when it comes out, keep your eye open for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we want to thank y'all for viewing us. Keep watching the videos. Thank you for all our new subscribers, and thanks for everyone that goes to the website, thegoldenreport.com, to see all the things that's going on and the letters that are written. So we just want to say thanks for everything.
Okay. Well, thank you for doing the video with me, Mama.
You're welcome. I enjoyed it.
Well, until next week, don't forget to join us on thegoldenreport.com. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.